A cool home starts before the front door. Here, the roof reaches well beyond the glass, making the arrival path a shaded outdoor room, rather than a strip of exposed paving. The low profile also keeps the building close to the landscape, while the timber soffit gives the entrance a warm, settled character against the dry garden and distant mountains. The planted forecourt also slows the pace of arrival. Breeze blocks do more than decorate a wall. Along this passage, their open pattern filters the sun, lets air move through, and turns a simple walk beside the house into a changing play of light and shadow. It is a useful lesson for any warm climate. A screen can soften exposure without sealing the house away from its garden. Its changing shadows bring useful movement to an otherwise simple wall. This courtyard uses a mature tree as its main source of comfort. Gravel, rough stone, and planted ground keep the surface visually calm, while the surrounding walls hold the space in shade for much of the day. The result feels private without becoming closed in, which is often the harder balance to achieve in a desert garden. A simple stone bowl gives the shaded space a quiet focal point. The deep timber eave is one of the clearest mid-century answers to strong sun. It protects the glass at its most vulnerable point, yet the doors still open the living areas towards the garden. That distinction matters. The house keeps its connection to daylight and views, while direct glare is handled by the architecture, rather than by heavy internal blinds. The soffit keeps that connection comfortable through the brightest hours. Inside, the ceiling remains low and sheltering, then clerestory glazing pulls daylight across the room from above. The sunken seating makes the lounge feel grounded and sociable, but it also leaves the eye line clear to the garden. It is a composed way to create a generous room without filling it with oversized furniture. Upper light avoids the glare that a larger opening might bring. A long glazed elevation needs more than a good view. Here, the narrow roof edge and planted strip work together to make the glass feel protected rather than exposed. The pale brick carries the heat-resistant visual weight of the exterior, and the garden sits close enough to give every window a softer, greener outlook. That close planting also gives the elevation greater depth. The most useful outdoor rooms have a real ceiling. This dining area sits under timber boards with shade overhead, a porous end wall, and enough depth for the table to feel properly placed. It can be used in the middle of the day because it is not simply a terrace with chairs. It has the proportions of a room. There is room to linger here, before or after a meal. Service spaces deserve the same attention as living spaces. The recessed storage wall sits under cover, away from the hottest light, and its dark shelving disappears into shadow rather than competing with the architecture. Agaves and stone keep the edge of the house deliberate. Small, practical zones such as this can prevent a clean exterior from becoming cluttered. The protection is practical, yet it remains visually unobtrusive. This side court shows why patterned masonry remains so effective. The blocks create privacy at eye level, but their openings keep the passage from feeling narrow or sealed. Timber doors and planting bring texture to the darker side of the home. It is a modest area, yet it carries the same design language as the larger rooms. It makes the service route feel properly finished rather than concealed. A built-in bench beside a shaded window can make a small corner work harder than a large lounge. The shelves, soft cushions, and exterior slats give this space a clear purpose: reading, resting, or watching the garden change through the day. It proves that cooling strategies can also create the intimate spaces people actually choose to use. The lower scale makes the room feel notably more personal. In the kitchen, walnut cabinetry is held back by a pale stone worktop and one wide horizontal opening. That window brings in the garden without turning the room into a glass box. The simple composition also leaves the work surface clear. Mid-century kitchens were often at their best when materials did the work and decoration stayed restrained. Natural light arrives exactly where food preparation needs it. A slatted screen offers another form of shade, especially where a solid wall would make the garden feel too enclosed. This small pavilion catches the low sun and adds depth along the garden boundary. Its timber rhythm also connects it to the main roof, so the outbuilding feels like part of one considered property rather than an afterthought. The approach remains light and open around the garden. The living room becomes cooler in feeling because the materials remain quiet. Timber absorbs the light. The perforated screen breaks up the view, and the low seating leaves room for air and sightlines. Nothing is shiny or overscaled. That restraint is a practical kind of luxury, particularly in rooms that receive strong afternoon light. Their matte finishes give the room a lasting sense of ease. Good cooling is often visible in the details. The roof buildup projects clearly from the stone wall, creating shade before sunlight reaches the glazing below. Even the rain chain has a place here, taking water away from the roof edge without adding a bulky downpipe. These decisions are small individually, but together they make the house feel carefully resolved. That is the value of resolving shelter at the building edge. At dusk, the long perforated facade becomes softer and more atmospheric. Warm light sits behind the screen instead of spilling harshly across the garden, while the mountain horizon gives the home a calm sense of setting. The image captures an important point. A house designed for shade should still feel inviting when the day finally cools. The scene remains composed without becoming dark or theatrical. This wide opening frames the mountains without asking the room to surrender all of its shelter. The overhang is doing quiet work above the glazing, and the planted forecourt creates distance between the sofa and the open landscape. A view feels more valuable when it is framed well, rather than presented through an uninterrupted sheet of glass. That measured framing also makes everyday views more pleasurable. Water brings another layer to the courtyard, but it is used sparingly. The reflective surface catches light under the rafters, while the breeze block wall keeps the corner private and breathable. With cactus, stone, and a sheltered bench, the space feels restorative rather than decorative. A compact water court can add atmosphere without becoming another pool house gesture. It offers a pause within the wider route through the home. A study benefits from borrowed garden light just as much as a living room. Here, a vertical timber screen lets the desk face outward without exposing it directly to the court. Built-in storage keeps the compact room orderly. It is a practical example of how screening, orientation, and joinery can make a workspace more comfortable throughout the day. It shows how workrooms can feel calm without isolation. From this wider view, the home reads as a sequence of shaded edges rather than one large exposed object. The roof, breeze blocks, recessed openings, and drought-tolerant planting all play a part. None of those elements needs to look technical. Together, they create a relaxed desert character that remains useful long after the style itself has become familiar. The design stays coherent from the largest view to the smallest passage. The final approach is deliberately simple. One clear path, warm light, planted edges, and a patterned screen that signals privacy before you enter. Nothing needs to shout. The house has earned its atmosphere through proportion, shade, and materials that look better as evening arrives. Those are the mid-century ideas worth carrying into a contemporary home. They offer comfort without relying on short-lived decorative fashion.